Hey everybody, Flip and Danny here, founders of the Freedom Real Estate Group family of companies, and welcome to another episode of our podcast, which is called
Freedom Through Passive Income.
That's right, and welcome to another episode, and this is Back in Time, the final. Like that. So this was a 4-part series that Danny created, so I decided to write something for once. So anyway, so this is the 4-part series. This is part 4 of 4.
Yep.
In our Back in Time series. And you want to explain?
Yeah. So there's a saying that you underestimate what you can do in 10 years and you overestimate what you can do in 1. Did I get it right?
Underestimate 10 or 1, yes.
Yeah. So we were actually chilling out in the pool and talking about this, and we said, hey, you know, this would be a good series to kind of talk about where were we 10 years ago, and 5 and 3 and 1 year ago, to really kind of look back and see what we've been able to accomplish from those, stamps or time frames, yeah, whatever, from those points in time.
I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to get.
There's a word I'm thinking of, but I can't think of it right now. But Flip is the one with the great memory. He's the one that remembers everything, and I'm the one that like really has blinders on and I think forward, so I don't always remember everything. So that's why you joke that he actually like wrote the bullet points for this script, and we're going to talk you through, where we were 1 year ago. And our admonishment through this particular 4-part series was literally for you guys to see, hey, look what they did in this amount of time, and what could I do too if I just start taking small steps towards my goals, starting today, not tomorrow, not next month, not next year, because that's the point, right, of this episode is don't wait till next year, because look at how much we're going to talk about today that we've accomplished since 1 year ago, and you'll stop saying, I'll do it next year, I'll do it next month, because next year we want you to be able to look back and have an experience like we have, and we go, whoa, my gosh, we did so much. Yeah. So go ahead, I'll let you take it away.
Awesome. So we're going back in time 1 year, 2021.
Yep.
And so this was right at the end of 2020 was when we had to move out of our old office, the 5,000 square foot office that we were bursting at the seams.
Yep.
We had two in each office, not every office, but most of the offices had 2 people in them. We had people in the hallways. It was very full. And so we needed a new office, and we needed an office that had a warehouse for the renovations company. And so we found one that we really liked. It didn't work out because it didn't have the warehouse. So there was one that was like number 3 on our list, but it really checked all the boxes. And we said, you know what, let's just do this one. And so we moved into a 15,000 square foot office in December of 2020. And so in 2021, we're moving in. We're just getting settled on this. We had just finished buying the 56 unit, which I believe there's about 9 million episodes on that whole experience. So we had just bought that. And then this is, COVID started in March of 2020. And so we're now in 2021, and we had a room in that office that we called the training room. We were actually holding in-person meetings. Don't tell no one. And so we were actually holding masterminds at the office. It was so much fun. People were just getting so excited to be back to meeting people in person. So that was the start of 2021. And also something that was, groundbreaking. Is Fun Shirt Friday started in 2021.
We all love Fun Shirt Fridays.
So that was the beginning of 2021, and it was really, and we moved into this 15,000 square foot office going, oh my gosh, and we signed a 5-year lease. We're like, we're going to take 5 years to fill this thing up. By the end of 2021, all of the offices were full, and we started adding other offices in the back.
Cubicles,
cubicles in the back. So it was, shocker. We also joined another mastermind. This was our first multifamily mastermind. Yep. And it was a branch off of 7-Figure Flipping called 7-Figure Multifamily. We joined that mastermind. We also joined Tim Bratz, and back then it was called Legacy Wealth. Yep. Now it's called Legacy Family. Good thing you interrupted me because I was going to say something else. And we joined that, and then and so this was all in the summer, and this was also right when we were just like, I mean, you can talk about this for hours, but Danny, I say we, it was Danny, was like, we have to hire a CEO. We need somebody to come in here and take over this so that way we can focus on other things. Because at the beginning of 2021, right after we closed that 56 unit, that's when you created a lot more relationships with other people from masterminds.
Yep.
And they're like, oh my gosh, you just raised, $2 million to buy all those units. Wow, you're pretty good at raising money. I've got a deal over here. Do you want to raise money on that? And that's happened to be a deal right down the street here in Florida. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So the 384 unit in Daytona Beach, Florida, was called Lake Forest. That's a community. And we were invited to help raise capital for that particular deal. And it was our very first syndication. And didn't know anything about syndications, but I really, really trusted the person that I met in the mastermind that we've been worked with. He's got a great track record. He's got great relationships, a great reputation in the industry. And I said, absolutely, I would love to learn and tag along on this deal. And so we helped raise money for that particular deal. And that was kind of the entry point of us into Freedom Capital Investments, going beyond just the apartments that we did for our own portfolio, but now doing it with other people and other partners in different states, and allowing our investors to start participating in this and get better returns, tax benefits. There's a lot of benefits of a syndication, of investing in multifamily, and we're going to get into self-storage. All of those things came from that one relationship and that one offer that said, hey, you're really good at raising money. Would you be interested in this?
Yeah.
And ultimately, I was just like, well, it's my name on the line, so tell me more about it. And we ended up learning and raising money. And man, what a great, great deal. And it really launched us.
Now, was that before Freedom Capital Investments, or was that what started Freedom Capital Investments?
I think that's really what started
Freedom Capital Investments.
Freedom Capital Investments.
So we formed Freedom Capital Investments in 2021.
That's right. Yep.
Right after that deal.
Yep.
And then that just propelled us into a couple other deals, I think, that year.
Yeah.
I can't remember because, like I said.
And actually, other people started talking to us and they're like, oh, I just saw that you raised money for this deal, this 384 unit. We've got a 129 unit, which we ended up closing the following year. Yep. It really kind of propelled us. And I do remember we created Freedom Capital Investments, the name. We actually, at first it was Freedom Capital Group.
Yep.
And so, because we had to have something for that general partnership for the Lake Forest entity. Then we realized that the domain Freedom Capital Group was taken, and we're like, eek, backtrack. Yep. And we changed our name to Freedom Capital Investments, which is who we are today. That was 1 year ago. FCI launched, and over 600 doors that we have ownership in at this point in time because of that.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
So back to the when Danny goes, I got to hire a CEO. So we did hire a CEO. That started in September. Right shortly after that, the BAM board was created for our companies, and that the CEO came in and really, it's like we built this company, we built this company, we built this company. And I know if you're not watching, I'm pointing in different directions. But then what he did is he came in and he just really massaged it all into one. And he says, everybody's all working together. And they created a BAM board, and the BAM board was to show everybody in the company how a deal comes in over here on the left and goes through all of the steps that deal goes through all the way to the investor is getting cash flow.
Yes.
And
which is the goal.
Which is the BAM is when, because I think they say holla when it moves from one column to one column, but when it sells to an investor, that's when it's the BAM. Everyone yells BAM. And so, but it really gave everyone a perspective of, the person in property management now understands what the person in acquisitions is doing.
Yes.
And the person in acquisitions now understands what the renovations company is doing.
That's right.
And so everybody's understanding everything to a much higher degree than ever before.
Yes.
And so that was amazing that happened. And then the most important thing that happened in 2021 was in December of 2021, somebody not named Flip that's sitting in this podcast decided that she wanted to do a daily podcast.
Here we are.
And we started recording in December of 2021 the episodes. We started recording episodes because we needed episodes in the can before January 1st.
That's right.
And here we are. This is episode, I think this is going to be like episode 280. or close to it, or around that area. So it's and I can't believe that we've made it this far. And at this point, it's just like, you need to record. Yeah, let's go record. So that was cool. And then so deals, because I talked about deals in 2017 and 2019. So 2021, we sold 66 deals, and that's what went to investors.
Yep.
But we purchased 94. Mm-hmm. So we have a big going into 2022. We had a large inventory. We had a large inventory coming into 2022, and so that was awesome. But again, I can't believe that all this has happened just in the last year. It seems like forever ago, and then also it seems like yesterday. But now we're in Florida, so that adds a whole nother.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah, but we both have our FCI swag on. She's got Freedom Through Passive Income. I've got my Invest Smart, Live Happy, a little pullover here.
Yeah.
That I'll probably wear 3 days of the year out down here in Florida. But make sure you're heading on over to our website, freedomcapitalinvestments.com, to join the Investor Club. And also we have all the swag is on there as well. And you got your hat on.
Yes, I do.
But we got the swag on there as well. And again, we don't make money off the swag. I just want to let you know, any of the profits or anything that we get back from that all goes to charities. So I just want to let you know we're not making money off that. But I think that's it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah. End of series.
End of series. I'm exhausted. I wrote 4 episodes.
I know. Good job, babe.
I hope you can do the rest, because I'm tired. But we like to end all of our episodes with
Invest Smart.
Live Happy.
Bye, everybody.
Nothing on this show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for individualized advice. Opinions and information on the show are not guaranteed. All investment strategies have the potential for profit and loss.